All right, let me see. As soon as it says go live. Oh wait, as soon as it comes up on this browser, I can see we are. There we go. Now I see both of us. We live,
We
Brody.
good to go. All right.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
Cool. Hey, what's going on, fam? We this side for No Picks podcast.
What up, fam? Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right. Yeah, it's been a while since Joe and I got together. Listen, we've been busy. Joe been busy doing our thing. But listen, I'm not gonna waste much time. Let's get right into it. Right. So there's been a lot of things going on. Right. Like specifically political. I wanted to talk about some political stuff. You know what I mean? Trump wilding out right now. Elon Musk wilding out right now with a bunch of different moves. I wanted to play some stuff, us react to it. Then I wanted to taper off into some like miscellaneous stuff, some relationship stuff, some like prank stuff and stuff like that. So that's what the nature. That's how I wanted to take this, this live today or whatever.
All right.
I'm glad you was able to carve some time out for me.
Let's see. Let's get busy. What we got? Oh Lord, and family, please chime in if y'all here because we talked a lot when the election was going on. We were talking a lot about Kamala, about the whole race, everything that was going on with the Democrats. So like, we're here. This is happening. Things are changing. So let us know how y'all feeling about it. Give us a post check. Like chime in if you're here. But yeah, but definitely engage because I'm curious to see what the family's feeling right now about the State of the Union, all that stuff.
Right. So I'm gonna start off with this Andrew Schultz Charlemagne video. So Joe, before I play this, I wanted to say, what's your thoughts right now of like Democratic Party, like the state that the Democratic Party is in?
I think that, like I said, there's a void there. They don't have any leadership. They don't have anyone that we can see as the next like rising star of the Democratic Party, in my personal opinion. Some people might say AOC. I can't stand AOC. Hakeem Jeffries is a sellout. And most people who are speaking now, the Democratic Party sounds like they've just given up. They're just like, there's nothing we can do. We don't have any power. So right now, I just feel like there's a void. There's a lack of leadership. There's no rising star. They're just trash right now. So yeah.
So me, like I mentioned this on another pod before, but I feel like the Democratic Party has, like, I've been born and raised a Democrat my whole fucking life, right? I think that the Democratic Party shifted left, right? And I'm kind of like on an island, like, all right, well, at this point in time, like I identify more with a moderate Republican than a liberal Democrat. When that wasn't the case, when I was in college, I went hard for all the liberal Democrats, but now I feel like their positions have went so far left that it's just like weird, and I'm like uncomfortable supporting a party like that, right? So that's just my personal opinion, right? So I'm gonna play this clip and let's have some comments on it.
This is the problem with Democrats. You can be weird or you can be pretentious, but you can't be both. And Democrats are weird and pretentious. For example, remember when there was like these stories of like the drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Yes.
And if a dad or mom goes, yo, why are there drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Don't call me homophobic.
Thank you.
Transphobic.
Yo,
that shit.
Explain that shit. I'm telling you, hey, I don't understand this, and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And you're going, no one really cares about this. It's not a big deal. Right. What does you care about?
It's like shut up and dribble.
Shut your mouth and dribble. And the second you do that to the majority of the country, which is what you're doing, they start going, man, fuck these guys. Trump, fix this whole shit. These motherfuckers went too far. I can't even ask a question. When I do, they act like I'm stupid. This is the.
All right. So what would you think about what Andrew Schultz had to say?
I heard some of it, so I'm sorry. There's like I think a fire alarm went off, and I was trying to make sure my house wasn't going on fire, but it went off.
All right, so I'm gonna replay it because
I'm sorry, family. Y'all probably heard it too. I didn't mean it, but like I guess maybe wifey was putting a candle out or something.
All right, let's do it.
All right, my bad, y'all. All right, I'm here.
Be weird or you can be pretentious, but you can't be both. And Democrats are weird and pretentious. For example, remember when there was like these stories of like the drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Yes.
And if a dad or mom goes, yo, why are there drag queens teaching kids how to read?
Don't call me homophobic.
Thank
transphobic.
Yo,
that shit.
Explain that shit. I'm telling you, hey, I don't understand this, and it makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And you're going, no one really cares about this. This is not a big deal. Right. What does you care about?
It's like shut up and dribble.
Shut your mouth and dribble. And the second you do that to the majority of the country, which is what you're doing, they start going, man, fuck these guys. Trump, fix this whole shit. These motherfuckers went too far. I can't even ask a question. When I do, they act like I'm stupid.
Okay, I heard it now.
All right. So what's your thoughts about what Andrew Schultz had to say?
I think there's truth in what he's saying. in that there were some people that issues, not just immigration, but for like the issue on like the trans community and just like rights or like rights they were fighting for and accommodations that they wanted, and teaching that stuff in the classroom, teaching our kids about sexuality in the classroom and like kindergarten and grade school. There's definitely truth that there were voters in this past election who voted against the Democratic Party because they felt like they aligned more with that kind of stuff, like having the drag shows at school, teaching the kids about, you know, gay relationships, and people are like, yo, this is school, like let their parents so there's truth in that, right? There's definitely truth in that. And I think that it definitely cost the Democrats the election to an extent, because people were so pissed off by that. They were like, well, we're just going to go on this side. And you've said it before where you were just like, yo, like, I can't rock with y'all because there are some social issues or cultural issues that I'm just like, y'all going off the wall. Like, y'all can't identify what it is to be a woman, what a woman is. Y'all too scared to offend a certain community. Y'all going so hard for this community. Like, so there were people who definitely voted for Trump on those cultural issues. So there's truth in what he's saying, right? So I can expand on it, but how did you feel about his statements?
I mean, I think it was facts. I think it was facts because I hate the fact that, like, if you have questions about like the LGBTQ community at all, they consider you like transphobic or whatever phobic, whatever. And I have an issue with that term anyway. Nobody's afraid of trans people. Nobody's afraid of gay people. Because a phobia is being afraid of something. So I think like there needs to be another term that comes out, because nobody is like nobody's waking up at night being like, oh my god, where these gay people at? Like, I'm just and waking up in cold sweats. Nobody's doing that, right? So I think they need to make up a different term. But both parties have a ridiculous wing to them. You and I have talked about this before. Like the Republicans have the racist, we hate everybody that's not, you know, white Anglo-Saxon from a certain heritage or whatever. And they have that wing to them. But the Democrats have always, and they've always had that wing, right? The Republicans have always had that wing. The Democrats have always had the wing where it's like, you know, let's be anarchists, let's be, you know, F rules, let's get rid of the credit, you know what I mean, credit system. We can do whatever we can live in the trees and, you know, go by the barter system. And the LGBTQ stuff was a part of it. Like, hey, like nobody has any issue with like, you know, gay people, trans people, whatever. But when it's like, when things seem unreasonable, when the majority of the public is like, listen, like this don't make any sense, you got to just kind of like leave those wings by themselves, right? Like it's like when, like, you know, racists vote for Trump, right? People hardcore racists, they hate everybody that's not white, they vote for Trump. He'll still take their support, but he's not championing their causes. He's like, hey, listen, like whatever, or take Trump out of it, right? Because Trump is so like polarizing. George W. Bush, the last Republican president we had, right? Before Trump, he accepted their votes, but he didn't go hard for their. He's not sitting there like, hey, we support their cause, we support their causes. The Democrats used to still accept the support of all these other weird groups, the anarchists and all these other people, but now it's like they're championing their causes, and their causes are unreasonable to the majority of Americans. So it's so. Normal people don't want to support them. Even me, I've been a Democrat my whole fucking life, and I look at them like, bro, like y'all kind of sound silly. Like when I see these like Harvard, Ivy League, Harvard and Yale, you know, educated people say crazy stuff. I'm like, this don't make any sense to me. Like y'all saying crazy stuff. I can't support this shit. And I mean, they got a branding issue, bro. They look bad right now. The Democrats look pretty bad right now.
They do, and they do, for many reasons, that being one of them. What I do know is that as far as like, I wouldn't say immigration is a distraction, because immigration is still a pretty big issue that we have to address. And our president has definitely made some moves in that. Whether I agree with him or not, I know that he's trying to move aggressively on immigration, on undocumented citizens. But I feel like these two issues, immigration, and then like, I'm going to combine woke, DEI, and trans and all that identity politics into one group too, right? So between that and immigration, it's also interesting too, because bro, I don't know if you've heard, like, so I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but how it's all related. Like, I think that these are just distraction issues, because right now, if we're still either talking about how woke the Democrats are or how woke American society is, and we're not talking about the 4.5 trillion in tax cuts, if we're not talking about the 800 billion Medicaid that's about to get cut, if we're not talking about the half of Social Security that Trump is trying to slash, if we're not talking about over 100,000 people fired from the VA that weren't part of the bureaucracy, if we're not talking about any of these things right now,
right?
and we're focusing on immigration and or woke and trans, you have been it's working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, like these are distracting issues right now, bro. And I say that because there are literally memos going out to Republican politicians right now telling them to cancel town halls because they are getting chewed the f out. Have you seen this? Have you seen this?
I've seen a couple
there aren't people at town halls complaining about immigration and complaining about trans and sex being taught in classrooms, brother.
Right.
Like these are MAGA voters. These are people who voted for Republicans, voted for Trump, who are at these town halls, and it got so bad, Republicans have canceled all their town halls because people are ready to riot. People are chewing them out over the state of the economy, about the tariffs, about the stuff that Elon Musk is doing, about him hacking into the treasury and taking people's information about their checks. So like, I hear you on the DEI, the woke, all that stuff. But like, I'm telling you right now, brother, like the class warfare is here. It started with Luigi. We talked about that now, but it's here, bro. And the tariffs are here. Canada saying it's his war. Mexico is saying they're gonna do something about that too. Like our prices of goods are going to go up. The stock market is about to crash. We got a jobs report. Jobs have decreased because of all the layoffs and the firings, and it's going to continue even further. AI is not doing as well as we thought it would for the tech bubble, and our tech bubble is about to burst because China is making far more advances. So all I'm saying is, bro, while I agree that the Democrats look bad, I'm like, F the Democrats. I never liked them anyway. And as far as them being left, they're not left, bro. We've been taught or we've been lied to and saying that they are left. They vote just like Republicans do for the most part. They cater to the wealthy. In other countries, they have a legitimate left wing. What we have now as Democrats, these are Republican lights. I think on those specific issues like woke, all that stuff, they might have that. But as far as how they vote, bro, they vote just like Republicans do. They vote just like so. I don't know, man. I just don't want to get distracted by these issues because I feel like, bro, our economy might collapse within the next month. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not even exaggerating, and I'm not blaming it on Trump because this was all set up before that. Yeah. But I'm just letting you know, they're going for waste, fraud, and abuse, and they're using us as an umbrella term, but they're also giving $4.5 trillion to tax cuts to the wealthiest Americans right now. Not to mention all the contracts Elon Musk is getting from the government now because he's basically kicking other people out from getting them contracts, and he's getting them to himself, to Starlink. So I just want to make sure that we don't lose perspective, bro. Like, shit's real right now. And family, if y'all are here, like, chime in. But like, Ty, like the DEI, all that shit, like, listen, they were trying to fire people. They were trying to do, but like, bro, like, I hope that our market doesn't crash within the next month. Like, seriously, bro. Like, Trump's even talking about he might have to backtrack on them tariffs because, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I think the focus should be at now because y'all voted for Trump, but now your base is starting to chew these dudes out at these town halls, and they've canceled all these meetings, bro. That's where the Republican Party is at right now. They don't even want to face their own voters. They don't want to face their own constituents. So what does that say when your own voters are like, what the hell are y'all guys? What the hell are y'all doing? When the polls are showing that Americans feel like Trump is not doing enough to fix the economy, which he said he would, and we're not. And it seems like he's intentionally trying to tank it. Not him, but whatever's happening, bro. You mentioned anarchism. They're talking about anarcho-capitalists. That's a term now. They're saying that the Trump, administration is filled with anarcho-capitalists, people who just completely hate government and want to just slash all regulations. They've backtracked the EPA regulations. They've killed the Green New Deal. It wasn't even what was it called? Not the Green New Deal. What's it called? That climate bill that didn't even pass yet, but they're still thinking about killing it. They rolled back EPA regulations. Like, bro, this is happening. Right. And I guess, like, it's funny because we made a video about Project 2025, and at that time you was like, nah, it ain't real. It's not going to happen. Bro, it's happening. Do you understand that? Do you understand that whatever Project 25 was, all the things we talked about in our video, we might have to re-upload and see what the points were, but we talked about it, bro. It's happening, bro. All right. It's happening.
But look, I got a more interesting clip that I think you're gonna like, right? So I'm gonna just play it and then we gonna react to it. There's some more politics stuff.
No, that's fine. Listen, politics is huge right now, so
let's do it.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie. And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
All right. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know, bro. Every time we get to this topic, I'm just trying to be careful, bro, because I'm not trying to get flagged. The channel get canceled, because this is a very sensitive topic.
Yeah.
What I will say is that personally, like I have to put the disclaimer out there. I have no hatred
Right.
for the trans community and for the community, I have no hatred. I support your right to live your life as you see fit.
Right.
When it comes to children, what I will say is that children, for me, they don't have. I feel like they lack the knowledge to give consent to certain things for like life-changing decisions, right? Like until that child is an adult, I don't think that children should be able to undergo like major surgeries that involve like genital mutilation or changing your genitals, putting them on hormones, like body-changing hormones at an early age. I just don't think that these things should be for kids. I think that we should let them grow up when they turn 18 and are legally an adult. I mean, even at 18, I feel like you can't really make solid decisions as an adult because I didn't know what it meant, to be a grow up when I was 18. But at least let their brain mature a little bit, and maybe they can find, they can make a more informed decision. Yeah. But for the most part, this is an issue where I kind of agree, not completely with Trump, but like I think when it comes to kids, they have to be protected. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Like we are parents, we are adults. We have to look out for them, and we can't let them make decisions or undergo operations or surgeries like this that are life-changing. I think that you should let these kids grow up and then make that decision when they are legally adults. If they want to then, so be it. But kids, I'm big on like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I don't think a child, a person that's like classified as a child, anybody under 18 should be able to alter their bodies in any way. They shouldn't be able to get plastic surgery. They shouldn't be able to cut their dick off. They shouldn't be able to start popping hormone pills to change who they are, because they may feel differently in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like but I think back when I was in high school, and I remember having friends, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna have these friends for the rest of my life. I'm gonna die with these people. Like if something happened, I'm crashing out. I'm punching anybody in the face. I'm doing whatever I need to do because I felt like this was my life, and it will always be my life. It was the most important thing in my whole life. The second I graduated, I never seen any of them niggas again in my whole life, bro. Like, that's just like the mind of a child. Like I was a child, and I'm looking back, and I'm like, yo, like me crashing out for my best friend in 11th grade was something I was willing to die for back then. Like I got jumped once. Like I never told the story, but I'm like I got a friend of mine got into some stuff in another school. The guys came to our school, and I guess they saw us together, and they like kind of like circled me, the guys from the school that I'm talking about, and they were like, yo, where's the guy at? Right, his name was actually, we had the same first and last name, and that's why we became fast friends. Like, oh my god, like we got the same first and last name. Shit, like we thought we were so cool, and so we were like hanging out for years and years and years, and he was doing his thing. And he was doing all types of stuff, selling drugs, doing crazy stuff, whatever. And that was still my man, right? Like I was still going hard for him. But he got into some stuff at some other school, and dudes saw me with him, and they saw me, and they jumped me. It was like 10 niggas. They jumped me. They were like, yo, I remember before I got jumped, they were like, yo, I guess the leader of the group was like, hey, I'll never forget this. They were like, yo, we'll let you go. We'll let you go. You get on your bus, go home, and all you gotta do is let us know, where he lives. So you know what I mean, we could go at him, and you could do your thing. And so I remember being like, I started laughing. I kind of took my book bag off. I started laughing. I'm like, listen, I told them, I was like, listen, y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do either way. So like, I was like, y'all might as well just get it over with. So I was like, I'm not dumb enough to believe. You know what I mean? Like I was like, and I got jumped, right? So I remember getting jumped. They stomped me out and all. I came to school the next day. Black eyes, all that crazy. Like I was like all messed up, right? But I did that because I'm like, yo, this is my best friend. I'm not being a person that, you know what I mean, that leads to him getting beat up or his house, whatever, getting vandalized or whatever. And I was going hard for that. I'm like, yo, like me and him going to die together. Like this is my best friend. We gonna go rob a bank together. We're gonna sell drugs. We're gonna do all that cool stuff, right? Nigga, the day I graduated and I went to LaSalle, never saw this nigga again in my whole life.
Damn.
So, but that's your mind as a high school person. That's your mind as
Yeah.
like you feel like it's like you don't even think the same. Now I'm like, I can imagine if I see this nigga on a bus, I might look the other way or something, or a train or some random stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so when the way you think as a kid is not the way you think as an adult. That's my whole point in telling that story.
And yeah, no. So, and you're absolutely right. I'm not the same person I was when I was, let's say, 6. Even looking at my kids, bro. My oldest is 10. She just turned 10 in February. May God bless her with many more years to come. You know what I mean? But like, she's not the same person she was at 3. She changed when she got to like 6 or 7. She changed again at like 9, and now she's like changing again at 10. So like, you're not the same person. Like, you evolve, you change, your ideas change. Like, she's a different person than she was so I could imagine when she's 18, and God, man, it take forever to get to that point because I don't want to see her grown yet. But like at 18, she's going to become a very different person. So you're not the same person. So I don't expect her to make a grown up decision now. I don't expect her to do that. I feel like she still needs guidance. She needs to be informed. She needs support. Like, and if it's something that's going to hurt her, I'm going to be like, nah, you can't do that right now. You know what I mean? Like, no, when you're 18, you can do what you want. But right now, nah. So, no, when it comes to children, I want to protect them, bro. I really do. So I'm with Trump on that. Like, I don't want to do these things to kids. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not with it.
Let me ask you, I don't know. I don't have any tattoos, but you can't legally get a tattoo without your parents' consent before you're 18, right?
Actually, I don't know, but it would make sense if you did need consent. Like, if you're under 18, I feel like if you're under 18, you got to have like parent or a guardian there with you to get that tattoo. I think so. But I don't see, but it definitely does. I don't even know if it does apply for piercings too. I don't know, bro. It would make sense though. That's a pretty big decision to make, you know, getting a tattoo on your body. So I don't know, maybe, bro. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
Right. All right. Well, we agree on this. All right. So I wonder if we agree. I think we agree on this next one too. So the sanctuary city mayors this past week has been going up to Capitol Hill and getting grilled by, you know, different Congress people over their sanctuary city policies. Right. So I saw one of the clips. I wanted us to react to it.
Mayor Johnson, I want to start with you. One of your first actions as mayor was establishing a deputy mayor for immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights. I want to ask you a series of questions. If you could answer with a yes or no answer, that'd be great. First of all, do you support allowing illegal aliens to obtain driver's licenses? Just yes or no.
So the city of Chicago has been a welcoming city for over 40 years.
I'll take that as a yes. Next question.
And that's the policy that we will hold to.
Do you support tax dollars subsidizing or paying for the health care of illegal aliens?
I support investments in all residents of the people of Chicago, and that's what I do.
That's a yes as well. Do you support free or reduced college for illegal aliens?
Again, I support the investments of all residents of the people of Chicago.
That is a yes. Next question. Do you support allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections?
Again, I'm not over the jurisdiction of that type of law, but again, I'm committed to investing in all residents of the people of Chicago.
I'll take that as a yes. I've got an article from the Chicago Sun-Times, and I'll quote here briefly. Johnson proposed, among other things, that all residents, regardless of citizenship status, be able to vote for Chicago Board of Education members. Next question. Your website states, and this is your campaign website, quote, "I will not stop fighting until abortion access is completely secure for people all over the country," end quote. Yes or no, do you support taxpayer-funded abortions for illegal aliens?
I support the reproductive rights of all people, all women.
That is a yes as well. Your mayoral transition website mentions support for creating a Chicago Board of Education non-citizen advisory board. Again, yes or no, do you support appointing non-citizens to government advisory boards?
I was invited here today to discuss welcoming cities.
Yes or no?
I was invited here to discuss welcoming cities.
This is a yes or no.
If you're interested in asking me questions about the welcoming city, I'm happy to answer those questions.
No, we're going to move on.
All right. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on what Mayor Johnson of Chicago had to say about his undying love for illegal immigrants, I guess, or migrants, whatever the proper term is?
Well, I'm gonna say a few things, right? The first thing I want to say, because I want to make it explicitly clear, is that undocumented people are not our enemy, right? I'm not saying I support giving them resources over Americans. I'm not saying that at all. I believe in America first. I believe that our country should be taken. And that, by the way, I say that, and right now, Americans are not first. I hope you guys. I'm going to keep reiterating. If you're not following what's going on with the market, if you're not following what's going on with Trump and his administration, if you're not following the tariffs, if you're not following the $4.5 trillion in tax cuts for the wealthy, if you're not following the $880 billion of Medicaid being slashed, if you're not following the half of Social Security when they want to slash Social Security in half, the hundreds of thousands of VA workers that got fired. So America's not being first right now. So even though Republicans are good and strong on the issue of immigration, they're not taking care of their workers. Go and look at the town halls. They've canceled them. They don't want to talk to their people. They're scared of y'all right now. They're scared they're about to get Luigi'd, right? So with that said, Democrats and sanctuary cities, this is a horrible time to tell Americans that we're going to take resources that you could benefit from, that we could feed you with, that could give you shelter, that could help you pay utilities, that we're giving that to people who are not Americans. That is a horrible look right now, right? There's these two feelings going on right now. I don't believe that undocumented citizens or immigrants are my enemy, but I also know there's three things, right? I don't believe they're my enemy. I do believe the media is trying to make them our enemy or some kind of scapegoat because it's a distraction. But I also believe that Americans deserve all the resources first before anybody who comes here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like all three of those things are true for me. The Democrats are crap on this issue. They did nothing to address the border crisis. They sat back and let it get crazy, and they let these sanctuary cities get flooded with immigrants. They pissed off the Southerners. They pissed off the people in the border states. They gave food stamps, cards, and support to these immigrants that were coming in at times when Americans were struggling, at times where homelessness was skyrocketing, when it was going up. When houses and when the cost of living has gone up, when food was gone up, when all this was happening, you guys were giving free room and board, putting immigrants in hotel rooms, giving them food stamp cards, giving them EBTs, giving them low interest home loans. You know what I'm saying? Like they were giving them stuff. And that's why I'm like, yo, I see that the media is trying to pit us against these people. But once again, they're not our enemies. However, our country, when democratic cities, when sanctuary cities, when you're giving resources to these undocumented people, and there are Americans in your cities, citizens of your cities, Chicago residents, New York residents who are struggling, that's never going to go well. That is never a good look, ever.
So my thing is this. I agree with you. Listen, I don't really care about like migrants. Right, like it doesn't impact me. It doesn't impact my daily life.
But the media will have you think it is, though.
But in some cities, it is actually impacting their daily lives. So in Chicago, for example, we're talking about Chicago from Mayor Brandon Johnson, for example. He was proposing. We talked about this on another pod. He's proposing like a $300 million property tax increase to help pay for the goddamn illegal migrants that he have in the cities. Like if I'm a resident of Chicago, I don't want to fucking pay for that shit.
Of course, I don't want to. You know what I mean? Absolutely,
so it's nothing against them. It is what like y'all live your life, y'all do whatever. But I'm not trying to pay more money for y'all to come here for free. Right? I'm not trying to do that shit.
I agree with you. So
yeah. So it's not a knock against them. It's like, bro, like maybe you mismanaging the money. Listen, I can't speak on that, right? Like, but the next year, the next 2 years, Chicago has like $1 billion deficit because of this. They spend like, and within the past what was it? It was like 2 years. They spent damn near $700 million on illegal migrants. But now they're turning around at Chicago residents and like, hey, give us more money to help pay for other stuff. But you gave $700 million to migrants. So I'm not trying to hear that shit. Like I'm not. I mean,
I agree.
Like, and it's not against them. It's not a Spanish thing. Nobody like. I don't care. I'm just not trying to pay more money for nobody. I don't care.
I agree.
It could be a whole bunch of me's. I'm not trying to pay more. Like
I agree.
I got my situation because your situation not set up. Like I'm not interested in doing that. And it's like, but my thing is with him. I don't understand why he's going so hard for them.
I don't know. I don't know either.
This nigga got a 6% approval rating right now in Chicago. A 6.0% approval rated in Chicago. He has no chance of winning re-election. I don't know why he's dying on his hill. This is a crazy ass thing for him to do, like professionally. It makes no goddamn sense for him specifically.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Like I said, it's not a good look. Americans now are in dire need of relief. And when they hear that that relief is going to people who aren't citizens first, it's infuriating. It's infuriating when I hear that my tax dollars are going to projects or expenses for people that aren't citizens, that aren't going to benefit my community, that aren't going to benefit my family, my fellow Americans. It's infuriating.
Right.
I absolutely agree. You know what I mean? And of course, I wasn't saying, I wasn't saying that you like have some kind of hatred or animosity for them. It's not you at all. But I do know that the media is trying to make immigrants like this kind of scapegoat, like they're this boogeyman. It's like, yo, they're not our enemies. You know what I mean? They're not the reasons why eggs are so damn expensive. They're not the reason why gas is still high. You know what I mean? They're not the reason why, the interest rate for a loan is still like above 6%. Like immigrants ain't got nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? So if we're talking about the day-to-day life, the immigration issue is not affecting me in those ways. So as much as I'm pissed about the immigration issue, it's like, not that it's not a priority, but like they're not the reason why my cost of living is so high right now. Right. They're not the reason why college is so ridiculously high. They're not the reason why my student loans aren't getting canceled. They're not the reason why I just lost my job. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like text, like that's all I'm saying is like it's perspective. Because listen, Ty, bro. We're at a point where it's class warfare. So they're trying to distract us and polarize us. And I'm telling you, bro, we have more in common together than we do with these rich assholes who are robbing our country right now, bro. Right. I'm telling you this right now. We have more in common than these assholes who are robbing America right now. All right. Like, so, but it's never going to go well when you're giving resources to illegal citizens.
Right.
Before Americans need help. We need support. Unemployment rate is at about 23%. It's damn near depression level percentage. In the Great Depression, unemployment was 25%. Right now, it's about 23%. We're in a recession, and it's going to get worse. So Americans need help, not Ukraine. Even though Trump, you see that little standoff with. We gotta talk about that. They was going at it, bro.
Yeah, but
anyway, no, I'm with it. It's a bad look. He's not gonna win. All these Mayor Adams, is he out yet or is he arrested? Wasn't he caught up in like some like bribery scheme? Mayor Adams from New York.
Yeah, but they dropped the charges. They dropped the charges. Yeah. They dropped the charges. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what up, man?
Hey, friend.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
I was a spectator for a second. It was getting heated in here. I figured I'd come cool things off a little bit.
I mean, yeah. I'm glad you're on.
Thanks for coming on. All right, so check this out. Listen, you right on time for the next joint. All right, so Joe, you and I talked about this before.
Oh, bro.
The birth rate in America it has taken a hit, right? Because so people aren't having babies.
It's dropped.
It's dropped. They're not having babies at the.
It's too damn expensive, bro. Right? Kids expensive, bro.
The birth rate in China has also taken a hit, and the government and private companies are trying to do something about it. All right, so let me play this clip, and I'm gonna get y'all opinion on it.
All right.
Get married or get fired. That's what a Chinese chemical manufacturing company said in a memo to its employees aged between 28 and 58, giving them 6 months to tie the knot or else. They were informed that if they didn't get married and establish a family by the third quarter, the company would terminate their contracts. They also called employees who are unmarried disloyal to the country. It's a stark turnaround from China's decades-long one-child policy, which has created an ageing population. Authorities are now trying to increase marriage and birth rates and are considering lowering the legal marriage age to 18. It's currently 22 for men and 20 for women. Women have also been subjected to intrusive phone calls from public officials asking on when they plan to get pregnant. This particular company withdrew the policy after legal concerns and an extensive public backlash, but the broader push for people to get hitched remains.
All right, so I'm gonna start with you, Ange. So, what's your thoughts on this? On the Chinese government and this company telling these ladies to go, get married and pop some babies out?
All right, so shout out to them for the get married first part. right?
Facts. Yeah.
Shout out to them because we would hate for them to end up like us, according to you. Wow. I mean, so the issue is that they're not populating as much as they want, right?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
the objective is to birth more children, right?
Yeah, the birth rate is too
Have
low.
more kids.
Yeah.
Right. The birth rates are too low. Wow. Fired is crazy. Fired from your job is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Because I mean, because you would think as a corporation it would be less expensive if you didn't, because now I gotta insure you, I gotta insure your babies. You know what I mean? Like business wise, it seems like it would be not in the corporation's interest for all of their employees to start multiplying children. I just feel like I want to know more. Like, what?
Right. That's funny.
Why
What
are
you
we
think,
doing
Joe?
it?
Yeah, get married or get fired is wild, right? And is this like just making sure this is real, right? Like
No, this is
before
real.
before
Yeah,
I
this is-
okay, all right. So this is interesting, right? Because we know that China's not the only people dealing with this, right?
Yeah.
We have Japan, who has an extremely old population.
Yeah.
Like to see a kid in Japan is like not seeing a ghost.
Yeah.
But like people just light up because no, for real, because there's barely any small kids there. So when people have babies and kids, it's like a spectacle now because of how old and how much their population is aging. And China, they're having that issue. In the United States, they've been saying, yo, we're not making enough kids. We need babies. Our population, our growth rate is on the
You
decline.
hear that, black men?
Listen, we need more babies. We need more
Yo.
babies.
Speaking of that, Joe.
Don't start.
No, listen. Let me say this. Yo, the Chinese, not the Chinese, the Japanese government put out some press release thing. Like it was like maybe like 4 or 5 months ago saying like, yo, we want black men in the country. Like bring come through.
Yo, did you see that?
Yo, it was a thing, bro. Like I want to pull it up, but they were like, yo, like, you know, we want y'all here, whatever. Like it was like a thing, bro. Like it was like a thing for a while. It was like it was funny because on TikTok it was a lot of black dudes that when they heard the thing like we'll pay you this and this and that, you know, to have babies. Niggas was like packing up their bags. Niggas was like, they're like, all right. They're like,
say no more, bro. Say no more.
Say no more.
No. But yeah. I mean, so this birth thing is an issue, even in Italy. Remember, Italy had an old population, and when COVID first came down, so many people died from COVID in Italy, and so many of their older people died, and that was like a huge part of their population. So like, Italy is like damn near like not their population got cut, and now people aren't having kids. So like, a lot of countries are dealing with that. But then you want to factor in, I don't know how bad it is in China, but in America, it's too expensive to have a kid.
yeah.
So like even now, even if they want us to have kids, it's like, bro, like kids are expensive, childcare is expensive,
Yeah.
food is expensive,
Yeah.
Similac or baby food is expensive. Y'all talking about y'all want to cut food stamps,
Yeah.
y'all want to cut WIC, y'all want to cut certain programs that would benefit us.
Yeah.
Half of kids are covered by Medicaid or Medicare. They're trying to cut Medicare.
Yeah.
So like, I just feel like it's at a time right now, it's so difficult to have kids, but like forcing people to have kids is wild. And remember, China had the 2-child policy, and they referenced that. And on top of that, you favor men more than you do women. So they were like they wanted people like I don't know how bad it was, but remember they were like aborting like girls, like
Yeah.
they were so now they have a problem where there's more men than there are women. So they got all types of problems that they created themselves. And I'm like, yo, y'all started this.
Mhm.
Y'all started this issue.
Facts. So, yeah, I mean, listen.
Are you
I love-
reading something, Joe? Why?
Yeah, it does look like you're reading.
No, my bad. I saw a pop-up that says the browser lacks system permission to share the screen. Are you trying to share your screen, Ty?
Oh no, well I'm about to now. But all right, so let's just skip that. All right,
Oh, no, you good. I sent you something though on TikTok.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, I'm gonna pull that up. So this is the last one I pulled. Then I'm gonna pull your joint up.
All right. Go ahead.
So this one I wanted to pull up because it's like it affects me directly, right? It's like a federal government, people getting let go and all this stuff, right? So let me
Bro, I hope you don't lose your job, bro.
listen. I'm gonna show you.
Bro, I hope they coming for Social Security,
check.
bro.
Morning, ABC News has learned the Trump administration is preparing to dissolve the Department of Education as soon as today. Sources say a draft executive order directs Education Secretary Linda McMahon to facilitate a department
McMahon?
this week. The Department of Education
like the
employs more than
wrestler.
Like the
40,000
wrestler?
people, spending
Yes,
$251 billion last year. Trump has said he wants to give education back to the states.
Oh, I'd like it to be closed immediately. Look, the Department of Education's a big con job.
It's unclear how Secretary McMahon will close the department. Congressional approval is required to abolish a federal agency. Elsewhere, the Department of Veterans Affairs now plans to lay off some 72,000 workers. That's 15% of its workforce.
Now, we regret
15%.
And it's extraordinarily difficult for me, especially as a VA leader and your secretary, to make these types of decisions. But the federal government does not exist to employ people. It exists to serve people.
Senator Jerry Moran,
How do you do that without employees?
Veterans Affairs Committee, slamming the move, writing, quote, the VA is in need of reform, but current efforts to downsize the department and increase efficiency must be done in a more responsible manner. Elon Musk on Capitol Hill last night updated Republicans on his efforts to cut spending.
There's a lot of opportunity to improve expenditures in the government, and then we're making good progress.
At a Morgan Stanley,
He got such a punchable face,
the
yo.
government should privatize anything that can be privatized, including the Postal Service and Amtrak.
Basically, something's got to have
Privatizing the Postal Service?
or there's not a good feedback loop for improvement.
Nicole
How much money
D'Antonio,
do they
ABC
want?
News, Washington.
Yo, privatizing the Postal Service means that if for whatever reason I don't feel like delivering your mail to you today, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine privatizing the Postal Service and then having to charge people to do certain things instead of the stuff that we get for free right now? Because remember, right now it's paid by tax dollars. Right now it's not. You know what I mean? It's not privatized. But if you privatize the Postal Service, like they could charge for ridiculous things. They could not deliver the mail every week. Hey, we're gonna do it every other. Like you could completely change the way.
Right.
The delivery.
All right,
Anyway, sorry.
Let me say this.
What,
Let me
bro?
say this as the only person on this joint that has a federal job.
Bro, they coming for you.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all what time it is, right, bro? Listen, let me tell y'all. All right. So this is the situation. We've had multiple meetings. We've had emails coming out, people frantic and all that. These are the people in all these agencies.
Don't get your behind chopped.
Right. These are the people in all these agencies that are at risk of being let go, right? The people at the very, very bottom, the probationary people that under 2 years, and the people at the very, very top that's been making $250,000, $300,000 a year for the last 10 years, and they be chilling, smoking cigars when they having golf trips. Yo. So at my job, so I work for the Social Security Administration. At my job, bro, we've been getting emails and people have been trying to scare us and all this shit for all this time, right? So we had like an official meeting a couple days ago, and they're like, listen, and this lady that's like high up, you know what I mean, in one of these offices that don't ever talk to people ever, that hasn't talked to people in like 20 fucking years, and she's this old ass lady that's just crushing it as far as money go, and she's like, hey, listen guys, we gotta figure this out. And I'm listening to her, everything she's saying and all this, and I'm like, no, nigga, this is a you problem. Like this, like the people who deal with the public directly are fine. The people who are in these like these hoity-toity high-end executive people that have never talked, that send 2 emails a month and they just chill and take naps and they get all this crazy money every month. Those are the people that are getting fired. It's not the regular people. It's not like, and it's not the regular everyday people. I am cool. Like I talk to people every day. People call me a bitch every day, and I'll be like, you know what I mean? Like I'm talking about customers and shit like that. Like I hear about, like I am fine. Like don't worry about me. Ty is cool. Ty gonna be chilling. Like everybody, like, but it's the people in these like regional, like you don't. But it's these people in these like remote offices that like send you an email every once in a while. They come to your office and shake a hand and kiss a baby, and like they don't. Like I mean, like they like. I think the Trump administration looks at them as like, yo, you have no value. And to be
What's
honest,
the plan for the money that they're going to save with all of these cuts?
But let me finish before you even answer. So my man Brian, he works for the FBI. Him and I, as soon as I had this meeting, I called him on the phone. I'm like, yo, bro, whatever. He said he made him laugh because he like, yo, it's the same thing with us. The people high up in the FBI are all scared. They're like, yo, they haven't done shit for the last 10 years in their whole career because they've been crushed. They crushed it. They made all this fucking money, and now that their positions look obsolete. They're like, yo, we're not paying you $200,000 to go play golf on a random Wednesday. We're not doing that shit. But when they have these meetings, they're like, oh well, we're all in trouble, guys. No, you're in trouble. That's like, and then him and I laughed, right? Because him, a couple other friends, we went on a road trip not too long. Well, it was very long ago. I'm tripping. That's about to say not too long ago. Maybe 10 years ago. We drove from Philly to Miami because no, it was Orlando because we were taking a cruise, right? So we driving down there, and one of my friends, Larry, gets a ticket. He gets pulled over by a Virginia trooper, and they pull him over and they give him a ticket. So the trooper leaves, and then so Larry looks over and he's, you know, Larry Joe. So he's like, so Larry looks, he's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Me, Sterling, and Brian all looked at each other and start fucking laughing. We start busting out laughing. We like, nigga, we didn't get a ticket. You got a ticket. so we're not doing shit. You're paying your ticket. Like that's it, right? So that's what the vibe is as far as like, you know, all these people getting fired and all that. No. These people that are getting fired, bro, are in these like executive positions that don't have a job. A lot of these people in the Social Security Administration that are getting fired, it's called like their positions are called management analysts. And guess what? No one knows what the fuck they do. They're like a GS.
But like on
they're
the
making
other
like
end of that,
$150,000 a year, and no one knows what they do.
Yeah.
On the other end of that, the probationary people that you say, right? So I have a friend whose sister works for the IRS, right? And they are doing a lot of layoffs. People who have not worked there for long, like you said, probationary. But the whole point of hiring them was because there were people like, yo, I filed my taxes so long ago, I can't get I called, nobody's answering the phone, I can't get through to nobody. It's because there's an overflow of people who need things and not enough staff to take care of it. So all of these probationary people that you're firing are the same people that we need to serve. Just like the guy just said in your video, like the administration is here to serve the people, not to employ the people. But like, how are you going to serve the people with no employees?
I mean, listen, that's
so
a good
here's
question.
to the big wigs that aren't doing anything. But like, what about like those people, those minions that just been there for 2 years? We need those people.
So
because when I call, I need somebody to answer.
Fair. So and one of the interviews I was watching, Elon Musk talking about it, but he was like, listen, we're gonna make mistakes. So I don't know. So you'll probably see it, but like they fired like all these like nuclear the people that like take care of like the goddamn nuclear missiles and some.
They fired them all. Now they're begging for them to come back.
And then they was like, yo, we need y'all to come back. We gotta hire y'all back. There's not a lot of people that have y'all expertise. So it's like. They were saying like, listen, we're gonna make mistakes. We're not perfect. You know what I mean? So it's like, so maybe in the IRS situation, maybe they'll hire those people back. I heard that a lot of those people were getting hired back. But not hiring people in the federal government isn't anything new. The Social Security Administration has been on a hiring freeze for like the last 6 years. Y'all just didn't know about it.
I knew about it because I applied and they
knew about it.
That froze as soon as I passed my interview. I thought I was a shoo-in. Shit.
Yeah, they've been on a hiring freeze for a long as like no new people are coming in. But listen, everybody's freaked out at the Social Security. Well, the higher up people are freaked out because they like, yo, we all fucked up, guys. Like, let's all huddle up and figure out what we're gonna do. So the other people that like me, I'm a small potato. Don't. Yeah. We not the same. We ain't the same bracket. Like you've been chilling. You know what I mean? Playing golf on a random Thursday. Like I don't do that shit. Like I got shit I got to do. I got people. I got like metrics and shit I got to meet. And I don't say it to take up for the Trump administration, but I'm just telling y'all the facts. People who are in this, in like if you're not in the federal government, you don't really know what's going on. But the only people that's really being chopped up are the people at the top that make stupid money that don't do anything and no one knows what they do. and the people at the bottom who has been there for like 6 months. Now they're like, nigga, we don't need you, or sis, we don't need you.
I hope it stays that way. I hope that is true. Yeah, I mean, did y'all see that video of the guy who got fired from the IRS and then he went online and went viral for saying President Trump, I voted for you. Like, why did you fire me?
Yeah,
I don't want to see Ty in his car talking about President Trump. I voted for you and I just got fired because Ty. Listen, I'm gonna be in the comment section on that video for you effed around and found out, huh?
Look, it's really hard to fire a federal employee.
Potato.
Now you a couch potato. Yeah, no, I don't even want to put it out there, bro. Look, I hope you're good, bro. I really do.
All right. So I want to pull up another clip, right? So this one, this dumbs it down a little bit. This isn't on some politics stuff, right?
Okay.
This is more on some on some relationship stuff, and I'm more interested in what Ange has to say than what you have to say, Joe. But
we love a woman's perspective. We need it because otherwise we're just mansplaining up here.
Yeah, man, yeah, two dudes talking shit.
Yeah,
right?
and that's exactly what y'all be doing.
No. We're trying, man. We trying.
All right, so you ready?
All right, all right. This is about to be wild.
It is so hard for me today because I can literally do so much for myself. Like, I'm so independent, y'all. I can take care of myself. I could buy myself whatever I want. I can go buy a new car if I wanted to, bitch. I can do so much for myself, okay? When a man come into my life and think he not finna do shit for me, that's where it goes wrong every single time, because why would you think I'm finna settle for the bare minimum? And I don't even give the bare minimum to myself. Bitch, I buy myself flowers. I spoil myself. I buy my own clothes, shoes, food, everything. Bitch, why would you think you're gonna come into my life and give me the bare minimum and think I'm supposed to accept that? See, the problem is some of these men, they would hate to see a woman on top. They would hate to see a woman flourishing and getting more. Like, they don't like the fact that a woman could get more than what they can do for themselves. Like, baby, I don't need a man to take care of me. He never gave bum. I'm not a bum, baby. I take care of myself. But if you're in my life and I'm laying in the bed with you, you're gonna take care of me. You're gonna do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna sit there and lay down with somebody who wouldn't even pay my fucking bills. And that's just me keeping it real. Why? Because I could pay my own bills. I can come out of pocket for my own bills. Never needed a man, but if I'm with a man, baby, yeah.
All right, and so I want to start with you. I want to start with you. So Joe and I have seen these videos
make it hard for me.
Joe and I have seen these videos over and over and over, and we can never make sense of what the hell these chicks be talking about. Like, we could never make sense of it. Please, as a black independent woman, let us know what she talking about. Please.
All right, so what y'all about to say, and why I'm probably not the right person for this, because a lot of things that y'all say I tend to agree with, right? All of the things that she explained, in my opinion, are that in which an adult does for themselves, right? Like, you're not doing anything. You buy your own food, you buy your own clothes, you get your own nails done, like, hooray, right? That's why, and it's kind of the same thing when ladies have, not to get off topic a little bit, but when I hear guys like I take care of my child, I do this, like I go to football games, I buy him this, I buy him that. It's like, you be a dad. Like, I'm not here, and I tell my students, I teach first grade. I tell my kids the same thing. Miss Presley, I did my homework. Miss Presley, I studied for my test. Miss Presley, I did all my work. Great. I'm not about to reward you for doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Like, you did exactly what you came here to do. You take care of yourself. You do exactly what you're supposed to do. Now, what I don't understand is, yes, if I'm doing all this for myself and I decide to get into a relationship, I'm not going to accept a man. I'm sorry, my son got something to say too. I'm not going to accept a man who is not going to do anything. But that doesn't mean that I stop doing. It sounds like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like once I get a man, I stop doing all the things. He starts doing all the things that I just said that I do for myself. Anthony. And like me and Tyz was talking about this the other day, I don't understand where's her money going if he's doing it all? Like, what are you putting it under your mattress? Like, it makes more sense for both of y'all to use your money to be great than it does for you to be like, take care of me. And then, I don't know. It just doesn't. Some girlies may hate me for saying it, but I just don't understand it. I don't have an explanation for it because you're going to come in and you're going to pay bills, and so am I. But now, instead of paying $100 for the electric bill, I'm going to pay $50 and you're going to pay $50.
Right. Okay. All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Listen, you're not saying. Listen.
No,
what you saying makes sense.
Message. I got you. No, I got
what you
it.
think, Joe? What you think? What she said?
And then the rebuttal. I'm sorry, real quick. And then the
go
rebuttal
ahead.
be like, "Oh, I could just do it by myself." Well, now you got to pay $100 for the electric by yourself.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It makes no sense to me. It's stupid. It's dumb, right? And thank you. We agree with your perspective, 100%, right? It blows our mind that there are women. First of all, and this is just for general comments, right, ladies? There, you know how there are comments that men can make or things that men can do that there's an expression of like, I just dried up when he said that. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that men can do and say that just completely turn a woman off, and they just like, no, he gave me the ick or something like that. Yeah. When women start or lead with "I'm independent," I'm telling you right now, the moment you lead with that, recreational use only. I love my ladies. I love y'all. But when you lead with being this independent boss, I do everything I can do all by about. When you do that for men who is about something and men who already got their own bread, recreational use only. That's what we see. That's the equivalent of a woman say it dried me up. Like it goes lit. Like there's nothing about that turns us on. There's nothing about that makes us be like, damn. Nothing about that. Nothing.
Wait, nothing about being independent, or nothing about
when you have
the man comes in, you have to take care of me.
No. We're talking about women who are so big on boasting about how independent they are. That shit is not attractive to us. That is not attractive to us. Because first of all, like you said in the beginning, that's called being an adult. You pay bills. You pay for your house. You pay for your clothes. You pay utilities. You're an adult. Men don't go around saying, "Oh, I'm an independent man." Angela, honest question. How often do you hear men going around saying, "I'm an independent man"? Never, right? You see what if a dude told me that, I would laugh in his face and clown him and be like, "What, bro? Like, what you mean you're an independent man?" Like, it doesn't even make sense just saying that phrase, right? So, but when women lead with that, you gotta understand, like, that's a turnoff. For men, we see flags. Like, that's not how you want to start an interaction or a date or a situationship with a guy. It's just not. And then the cussing and bitch this, bitch that, she sounds hella masculine, hella abrasive, hyper independent, recreational use only. And this is why we see videos like this. And I say, like, yo, our community right now is cooked because this is what our women are becoming. They don't know how to be codependent. Codependent means that, you take care of your business and you got your own stuff going on, but you can at least cohabitate with somebody and have a harmonious relationship. But you know what I'm saying? That's codependent.
But what you said, being codependent, being like you got your own stuff going on. But in a lot of these perspectives, a lot of these chicks' perspectives, they're like, yo, I got my own stuff going on. But if I meet a man, he should do all these things.
He should do everything.
That doesn't make I'm like, what the like okay, cool. All right, hypothetically, let's say I agree with this premise. I think it's a ridiculous premise, right? But let's just say hypothetically I agree with this premise. That's where the what do you bring to the table question, that's when it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. But it doesn't make sense before chicks start talking about this pay all my bills shit. When the chicks start talking about some give me money and pay all my bills, or but there are different cute ways that women go about saying it. Women, I want a man with ambition. Okay, you ambition means money. Right?
I want a man with ambition. That's that's the buzz phrase, bro.
Because you and I talked about it. Hey, you and I together. If I have ambition, but my ambition, I quit my jobs, right? And my ambition is to be the best Pokemon trainer, right? Like I collect all the Pokemon cards. Are you interested in that? No, you're not interested in that. That does nothing for you. Like, so
Right.
the ambition has to be connected to a dollar amount. It has to be connected to money. There's a
Yeah.
financial aspect to ambition. You can't just be ambitious and just be like, yo, like I got all the Pokemon cards in the Northern Hemisphere. Like you can't, like she's not gonna care about that. But
Yeah.
the only situation where I make it where it makes sense for men to be like, yo, what do you bring to the table for a woman, is when she start talking this cash shit. Because if she start like, because the reason I say that is because they never say anything that makes any sense. They say, hey, I'll cook and clean. Bitch, you got to cook and clean for yourself. Like, are you just so if you don't meet me, you're never gonna cook and you're gonna die in the street. You're never gonna clean your house ever. Like, it's like so. And if you meet me, okay, cool, but you can just throw an extra steak on the grill. Like, throw another potato in the oven. Like, you don't have to do anything special. Like, that's not anything special, right? So you and I did a pod once where the dude was like, okay, well, what do you do for the man that's not reciprocal? Meaning, like, that you don't expect on your end, right? So women be like, oh, well, I'll cook and clean for you. I'll love you, right? Like, you expect me to love you too, though, right? Like, you don't like, I can't not love you, right? Like, I can't come in the house and just like give you a 2-piece and a biscuit, right? Like, you want me to love you, right? So, like, when the what do you bring to the table situation comes up, I think of women like this, and I'm like, you gotta say something that's gonna sell me on this, because you and I talked about it, Joe. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to a transactional relationship, but I need to know what I get out of it too. If I'm paying your bills, what am I getting out of it?
Yeah.
Is it
No,
just
right.
you and your love, bitch? Because I can get that. I promise you, I can get that anywhere. I can get a chick that look like you and your love anywhere. So why would I pay your bills when I could pay a chick that look better than you bills and that's younger than you?
It's the entitlement. I agree with you. I agree with you, Ty. And you mentioned that word earlier, and that for me is the biggest issue, is that it's the entitlement. You feel entitled to my money, and that frustrates me, right? I understand that as a man, I will be expected to provide to some extent. Not all men can do all of it, because listen, if you're living in America, it's hard to do that. That is a small group of men who do that, right? But like, we're expected to protect and provide and to guide our families and to protect our families, assuming you have a woman who lets you or wants you to lead, right? That's a big if too, because you got women who don't want a man to lead. You got women who are offended or threatened or get mad at a man who wants to give direction or is masculine and wants to lead and is assertive. Like, women don't like that, but it's like, okay, well then, you know what I mean? I'm not the man for you, but like, these are the dudes who was out there grinding, getting to the bag and stacking up that bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes getting that money. Like, you don't get there without having certain qualities. So, but no, it's the entitlement. And it's also knowing that, like, as a man, you have to show all of these qualities up front. You have to show that you can provide up front. You have to show that you have resources, that you're competent up front. And they don't have to show you anything.
No.
Like, I done planned the date. I done paid for the roof Chris. I done paid for the Cheesecake Factory. I done showed you I got the bread. I done did all that. But you got to show all of that up front. But then for them, it's like, I don't, if ain't no ring on my finger, I'm not doing no wife stuff. Like, so how do I know you're going to be a good wife?
Right.
How do I know you're someone that I want? You know what I'm saying?
And we've talked about this before, about how, just to go to that one part that you said, there's no magic switch that goes on, right? You get a ring on your finger and then you become Cinderella. Like, if you wasn't cleaning before, you're probably not going to clean now, right?
Right.
It's, to some extent, being in a relationship, or what used to be called courting, is like an interview process, right? Like, yes, you are. Now, granted, I'm not about to be cooking 3 meals a day for you for the next 2 years without any type of like inkling of you taking it to the next step. Like, I'm not about to do that, right?
Right.
I think that that's a waste of investment of time, especially at this big age, right?
Right.
But to say like, oh, cook for you, like, I'm not doing that. I'm not your wife, but like,
right.
How do I know? How do I know that that's what's going to happen once I marry you, right?
Right. And I'm already paying up front, because remember, I got to pay for the dates. If you ask for gifts, I got to buy the gifts.
Right.
Up front, we got to show that.
Point
right.
That I wanted to make. And then while you were saying this, I thought about it. When we were talking about like women who don't necessarily accept masculine men and men that want to lead and all of those things, right? And I mean, not being one of those women, but a part of my mind goes to, what about the women who didn't have like the presence of a father, right? Like, sometimes that callous alpha female, that like some of that stuff comes from the trauma of like not having certain like role models and experiences growing up. No.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're right. I just got a response for that if Ty doesn't have it, but I got so I hear you.
I'm going to say something that's going to make me look at him sideways. I don't want him to answer that question.
Probably Ty's good for those comments. Ty's good for those comments. So
because it's like I have to be.
And we hear this a lot, right, Angela? We hear this a lot, right?
I grew up with a mom that had to be the boss. She had to call all the shots. I haven't never even seen my dad. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know anything but strong-minded women, blah, blah, blah. I'm just making an argument. Like,
no,
I'm not
that's a good argument.
You describing me. You describing me. Like, I was raised by women. I was raised by my grandma and my aunt. Like, listen,
but you're not a girl, though.
Okay, I'm not a girl, right? But say what you was about to say, Joe. But if not,
so I just want to directly respond to that comment, right? Because that's a great point, and that's a point that we hear a lot, which women are like, "Well, I had to become this way. I had to be this. I had to be the dad. I had to step up. I had to be, I had this job that was very demanding, that was paying me well, that made me more masculine or made me more assertive, and maybe, what I mean? I hear that, right? So this is what I say to that, Angela. When men are out there, right, and we're in the dating scene or looking or courting or whatever it is, that when we're out there. When we show up, men are expected to be competent and masculine. If you are feminine or weak or incompetent because you was raised by a single mom, you ain't had no dad around,
or grandma,
or you was raised by grandma. Listen, I'm telling you, Angela, and I'm not saying this, but what I'm saying is women in the modern dating scene do not care. Are you masculine? Are you competent? Are you ambitious? Do you have resources? Do you have some kind of clout? That is what matters. They don't want to hear about the fact that your dad wasn't around. They want to hear about the fact that mama raised you and now you too emotional and you don't know how to deal with stuff. Women do not care. So what men are saying is, I don't care about your dad wasn't there, so you know what a good dad feels like. I was raised by my mom. I had to become this because I got pregnated by Pookie and he's not around now, or he went to jail. We expect our women to be feminine and to allow us to lead and guide our family. So that whole, well, what if this? Listen, we don't ask for the trauma that is put into our life, but we are responsible to heal from it. And I'll say that again, Ty. We don't ask for the trauma that is put on us, but we are solely responsible from healing from that trauma. So if you ain't done the work and you ain't healing, I don't care. I have more patience for dysfunctional kids than I do with dysfunctional adults. I've always said that. I ain't got the same patience for dysfunctional adults. You should have healed.
Facts.
What was you gonna say, Ty? Because we hear this all the time, bro.
You said what I was about to say, but yeah, what I was really gonna say is, I was like, okay, cool. Those women, they get had sex with, and then we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah,
then they be on social media.
I do agree. We are not responsible for or have any control over the traumas that are bestowed upon us, especially as children, right?
Right.
But you are solely responsible to grow up and grow past them. And right. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I can't.
It's a hard fact of life. It's a hard fact of life. It's baggage. And if you haven't worked that out, I don't want that baggage.
That's on you. That's not on
I'm not saying everyone is perfect. I'm not expecting perfection, but like if you haven't been putting in the work and you're still running men off because you're too abrasive, or listen, if I go into a house and I'm messing with a shorty and I'm married now, so it don't matter. But like if I go home and she's living with grandma and mom and maybe some aunties and some sisters and there's no men in that house, I'm like, oh, this is recreational use only.
Facts.
Because there's no one there teaching them how to. Clearly, nobody in this damn house knew how to keep a man because it's just mom, grandma, aunt. You see what I'm saying? So how would you? Why would I expect you to know what to do to keep a man?
From her trauma?
Huh?
What if she did the work and she's not a product of that?
Listen, you're talking about a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, no, you talking about.
You were talking about a diamond in the. We're talking about a diamond, and it's so hard to break generational trauma, and we know this. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
People don't want to put the work in. That's why the marriage rate is so low. That's why the divorce rate is so high, because people don't know how to stick around for the long run. People don't know how to cohabitate.
All right, y'all. Listen, I got one more clip. We call it a night. It's over an hour right now. This is gonna be quick, though. This is gonna be quick.
Wait, I sent you the joint on TikTok. Did you get it?
Wait, let me see.
You ain't played that yet either.
Because I actually want Angela's perspective on this, because this is interesting one that I was like, and it's short, but
I never really got that either. Like, I just feel like if you have a career while he's getting that, if you have a career that's like totally you're the boss, why would you want to come home and be in charge? Like, God.
Listen.
I don't want to make up another rule.
So I'm gonna play the clip that Joe just sent me.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now. She's an icon.
Okay, so that was the Oscars party, right? So here's my thing. I'm curious about Angela. Like, why is being naked in public gone mainstream? Like, what happened to class? What happened to decorum? What happened to like modesty? What happened to like elegance? What happened to like now you just got people on the red carpet just butt ass naked? You got Meg Thee Stallion with tape covering her nipples. You got Shorty had her whole ass out. You know what I mean? Like Sierra stayed naked even if her husband's around. She'd be just butt ass naked out at the gala or at different events. Like,
yes.
So-
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
go
say
ahead.
a part of me is like, so as black and white as possible, women are going to do what they consider to be attractive and popular. And the only way to, not the only way, but one of the main ways to judge that is by the male reaction, right? So if you guys make that it, then that's it. If guys started freaking out, if a girl come on TV and she got a horn coming out of her head, I guarantee you, before it's all said and done, girls is gonna be in line to get horns coming out of their head. That's a narrative that I think you guys have a lot. I mean, not you two per se, but to whatever extent, man, the male, because at the end of the day, like, no matter how much you say it, like, I do this for me, at the same time, you look good because you want to be perceived a certain way. So if your perception, the opposite sex's perception of sexy or it is having a pasty on, then that's what the girlies are going to wear pasties.
So
like,
so
you guys trying to have a big impact on that narrative.
so y'all out here butt ass naked because of men.
Black and white, yeah.
I agree with you.
You think it's our fault?
I mean, I don't think it's our
Black and
fault.
white. I mean, there's a
think
gray
it's
area, but black and white, yes.
no. I take a different perspective. I don't think it's our fault. I think it's women wanting to do what men want, or what they think men want, right? Because there's a lot of shit that women do that men don't want at all. That other women want, right? For example, like lashes. Men don't give one fuck about lashes, Joe. Joe, you've never been anywhere in your whole fucking life, Joe. No, this is real shit. You've never been anywhere in your whole life. He's like, damn, look at sis. She got some banging ass lashes. I want her.
Never. I've
You've
never had
said
that reaction
in your life. But
ever.
women in their head, they're all like, yo, men want men want big ass lashes and awesome lashes. Like, and they've convinced themselves. So no. I give Ange like 50% of credit on this, because like, no, y'all convince yourselves that men want shit that we don't actually want. Like some ridiculous ass BBLs. Men don't want that fucking shit, bro.
I agree to that too, because I've seen plenty of surveys where men are like natural. Like, I want the natural girl. And it's like,
let me give you a little quick example real quick, bro. Like, bro, like men don't be, bro. We don't be like. Now, will we have sex with a chick with a BBL? Absolutely, right? But do our niggas out here?
Men don't have sex with anything. I hope women
we
really.
will. We actually,
I don't understand why y'all don't get that yet. Men will
Like-
sleep
like-
with anything.
Like this. I'm gonna show you this, Joe, real quick. Well, you and it real quick. Look.
Oh no.
This is that black-mailed
Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro.
She thinks she killing it too. Look at her face.
Killing it. She thinks she's killing it.
killing it.
Look at that. Look at that ass, bro. That's insane. So
Probably, it look like a snake.
okay. I guess we go there. But bro, like, listen, women do a lot of shit, i.e. that men have no interest in. But but other women convince her that, yo, she needs to do that shit. Men have no man in her life was like, yo, you need to have a BBL so crazy incredible that it looks like that. Like, no, like, y'all do the shit yourself, and then y'all make these decisions, and then y'all be like, y'all blame men. So like, at the end of the day, y'all be convincing yourselves. A lot of niggas don't like the shit that y'all be talking about. I'm sorry, but
I can agree with that as well.
Yeah. So no, I'm with it. I'm worried that, not worried, but like to be a 304 has gone mainstream, right? And it's been mainstream for a while, ever since we turned strippers into rappers and they took over the game, and they've been out there doing the city girl stuff and the hot girl summers, and like it's like the global image of Black people, or let's say just Black women in general, is like it's sad right now. Like the way that the world perceives us, you would think that everyone's running around like Cardi or Meg Thee Stallion or like city girls. They're like hypersexualized everywhere, they butt ass naked. You know what I mean? Like this is what they're known for globally. Because remember, music is one of our biggest exports. America doesn't export a lot of things. Music is one of the biggest ones, and hip hop culture is global. That's international. Like it goes everywhere. And it's like I don't know, man. I feel like our culture is glorifying more of this like promiscuous, hypersexualized look. And then I think about women be like, don't objectify me, don't sexualize me, but you're butt ass naked in public. Yeah. How do I look at that? We ain't in the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? We done bit the fruit. It's not like we can be butt ass naked and not think we done bit the fruit.
You obviously want me to smack that ass because you got it all out all crazy like that.
I just don't understand.
Now.
You try to be me too, bro.
I mean, I would never, but if I'm walking down the street butt naked, that does not mean I want you to take my ass.
No. You want it grabbed. You want that joint grabbed, smacked. You want it all. You want it.
No.
You walking?
Absolutely not.
No.
Maybe I'm tripping about us being butt ass naked out in public now. Like maybe it's not a thing. Maybe it's all in my head.
Appropriate. I wouldn't do it, but I don't think that if a woman walked down the street butt naked. I mean, obviously she got some issues going on, but that does not in any way, shape, or form. I'm never going to agree to that idea that she wants somebody to grab her.
No.
Yeah, no, that's we're getting into like no, that's just weird. That's like victim blaming. That's like like that's not cool.
Like what?
That's not cool. That's not no, for sure.
No.
All right, I got a question. If a woman goes down a dark alley, right? She's like, I gotta get home. This way is gonna take me longer, but this dark alley, sketchy alleyway, this might get me home faster. I'm by myself. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm a little drunk, but I'm gonna take the shortcut. And she go through the dark alleyway. Is it her fault if something bad happens to her?
No, I don't think it's her.
It's not her fault, but she upped the chances significantly.
Yeah, she increased the chances of something happening.
She increased the chances significantly, but it's not her fault.
But it still ain't her fault.
No.
For taking the shortcut at 2 a.m. drunk.
No.
Okay, so let me ask you the same question, Joe. So you take me. I got $10,000 in my pocket. Niggas know I got $10,000. I go down dark alleyway in Germantown somewhere. And I'm like, okay, guys, I got and they rob me. Is it my fault or
shit, nigga? I might rob you. The fuck you doing in the alleyway with 10 bands, bro? You doing in the alleyway with 10 bands, bro? I'm about to rob you, bro. You talking about? I'm gonna be skied up. I'm about to rob that ass, nigga. What you talking about, bro? That's on you. That's on you, bro.
You see how you programmed to just like vilify the man, but protect the woman? Like that's
I mean, maybe I'm just harder on men, bro. But I'm like, slickhead. What the hell is you doing, bro?
Me? I'm a fucking feminist. Like I do this shit for real. Like
Ty's a feminist, Angela. You heard that?
I hear you, but I
believe that I believe that we're completely equal. I think there should be 50% women on crab cruise, right? And Alaska crabbing. There should
oil riggers.
They should be 50% oil riggers. There should be 50% construction workers. I should have a chick on my roof fixing my fucking roof if that shit start leaking. Like, no. I'm a feminist. I'm a real feminist to the death. Like, listen, if a war happened, I need to have. It need to be and they get
no, man. You trying to get us killed, bro?
The draft happened. I need to have chicks on my left to my right. Like, listen, we need to be. Edge need to be out there with me. We need to be out there. We need to be ready to.
Somebody got to take care. I'm staying home.
Go blasting.
I belong.
No. See, that's your problem. You're not a feminist. You're not. That's your problem now. You're not a feminist. You don't want equal rights. That's your problem now. Like that's my issue. You only want equal rights when it comes to being a president. Right, like that's it. That's the only position y'all motherfuckers want.
And you got too much of that internalized misogyny.
I belong.
No. We're gonna do this shit together. We're gonna ride. We're gonna die together. Bad boys for life. That's it.
Bad boys for life.
All right. Well, listen, we appreciate the perspective. I'm definitely happy you came on for some of these clips, Angela, because we do want the other perspective, right? We do need the other perspective to help balance us out because we don't know everything, and we don't want. We have our biases, but like we appreciate that, and I'm glad we could find some common ground on some of these issues because
absolutely,
I don't know what the hell these women be talking about. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, fam, for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, y'all.
Until next time.
See you guys.
Might be a while, but until next time.
Damn.
I mean, we got shit to do, right?
We're just busy. Ty going away on drill. I got studying for